Hello, welcome back to the Trust Your Worth podcast, the podcast that helps you tap in to the power of knowing your worth. My name is Brittany, and thank you so much for joining me here today on my podcast. How was your week? I hope you celebrated the big and small wins that happened this week, this past month, this whole year, this whole life, because you deserve it. You deserve to celebrate all your wins. If you didn't check out last week's episode, that's what we talked about. So please go check it out. Season 2, episode 42. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about joy because it is the Christmas season right now. Currently, it is mid-December, so we're almost there. And I just was pondering on joy. And, what kept coming into mind was that song from Ren and Stimpy. If you ever saw that show, actually, a lot of that show was really terrifying, and I did not like the art that was in there because it was like really gross. But the song I remember is happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. So if you know, you know. And today, let's talk about some joy on today's episode. Okay, the reason I'm talking about joy is because I have been pondering upon it. I saw the new movie Eternity in theaters recently. It's got Elizabeth Olsen, Callum, I forget his name, and Miles Teller. What is Callum's last name? Anyways, she has to choose in the afterlife who she wants to be with forever. And while I don't agree with that version of an afterlife and think that would actually be a type of hell, and I hope no version of anybody's afterlife is like that it brought up an interesting question that my friend asked me after the movie. Because in that movie, when you die, you show up in death as the person you were when you were happiest in your life. So when you were the most happy, that's the body that you have. And my friend was like, oh, like, when was your happiest time in life? I thought about it and I was like, right now. Like, I'm the happiest I've ever been. And I was so proud of myself for saying that and knowing it was true in my heart. And the reasoning I gave behind it is because I felt growing up that I lived too much for others, that I wasn't ever really living for me and being selfish in that way. And while service is still a big part of who I am at my core, and I do enjoy like serving others, it's not my end all be all. Like, I definitely, when I think back in high school, I did so many things for attention. Oh my days. I just think of who that young girl was. She was just trying to fit in, and she was popular. She was, if you knew me then, you would say I was a social butterfly. I didn't really have like a core friend group. I was a friend to everyone. And just had a fun time, but there were a lot of very dark times then. So I definitely know I was not my happiest. And then in college, oh my gosh, I had so much fun. I went dancing every weekend. I hung out with amazing people. I got to do amazing things. But again, there was this overarching like thing going on in the background. And at the time, I didn't know what it was, but it was definitely the struggling with depression through my whole life. Like up until 2 years ago, like genuinely every year, I contemplated suicide. Like, that's how bad it was. Like every year there would be a time in the year where I'm like, okay, do I want to stay or do I want to go? Which is like something I genuinely thought I never was going to get past. So I'm so happy and proud of myself that I can say that's not me anymore. I am excited to live life. I'm excited for the things that life has to offer. I'm excited for my future because I'm an active participant in planning it and shaping it. Whereas before, I think the missing piece was that I wasn't actively participating. I was going along with what other people thought I should be. And I can see how that shaped me so much. Like when I think of who I was performing for, it was never me. And I was doing it to make others happy. And there was so much resentment build up because I said yes to things that I shouldn't have said yes to. And then also like not healing from the emotional trauma. Like when I started this podcast, ooh, heavy stuff. Like I really didn't like myself, but I love myself now. I really do. And reflecting on how I really am the happiest I've ever been, like I think that's a great accomplishment. I just want to quote this post that sort of like reminded me of this. It says, "I'm happier than I used to be, and that's all I've ever really wanted for my life." That resonates so hard with me. Like, I really am happier than I ever used to be. And yes, there are still things I want to change about my life. Like, I'm not super satisfied with my career, and like health wise is not the greatest. Like, I want a healthier body so I can experience different and new things. Like I said, I want to go skydiving one day. On the inside, the transformation that has happened in my internal space, in my nervous system, how I try and regulate now, how I am just so happy and how my life is full of so much joy. And I think I appreciate it so much because, yes, I did go through awful, dark times and there was lots of suffering that brought me to this point, but there's also so much joy that I can appreciate now and recognize. And I think I feel it more intensely because my life, where I'm at now, I'm able to internalize and it's enriching my life. The joy that I'm seeing is like begetting more joy. The joy that I'm experiencing feels deeper because of my whole life experience, because of the lessons I've learned, because of I have seen the obstacles that were in my way that I overcame, and I am at the top of the mountain. And I'm trying not to cry about this because like I never thought I'd get here to this place of like peaceful joy, this place of like overflowing joy. Like, oh, it's so exciting. And I just want to talk about joy in the sense that like I think it's a feeling that can't be replicated. So joy, if we look up definitions, I love definitions. This is from the Oxford Dictionary. It says a feeling of great pleasure and happiness. And some other adjectives we could use. It's a deep, lasting inner state of profound well-being, contentment, and peace that transcends temporary happiness from external events, often rooted in purpose, connection, gratitude, and aligning with core values. We could also think of joy of like aligning more to who we are on the inside, who we are as a person. And I felt that really to be true as I've become more of my true self this past year, which is why I picked it as like being the happiest I've ever been in my life, because I truly am being the happiest I've ever been. Another thing that I want to share about joy is that it doesn't have an age limit. Stop limiting yourself by your age. You can do whatever the frick you want at any time. You can change your mind at any time. There's nothing wrong with changing your dreams in the pursuit of joy and happiness and more alignment with yourself. So here's a quote from Helen Marie. I will post it on the show notes. I've seen people in their 40s find joy when they finally stop living for approval. Sounds like me. Because I definitely used to live for it. People in their 50s who fall in love again. Yes, we love it. The Golden Bachelor and Bachelorette. People in their 60s start over with more courage than they ever had at 20. And people in their 90s begin therapy and discover joy in the smallest things. Joy isn't youth owned. So start the thing, stay open-hearted, and let joy find you. So how do we find joy? We can pursue it. We can seek it out. We can practice it. How do we practice joy? By trying to experience it, by doing more of the things that make you happy, that doing more of the things that make you feel like yourself, doing more of the things that make you feel aligned, spending more time with the people who bring you joy, spending more time with the people who help you to feel more like yourself and to feel more aligned. So I hope that joy finds you this season and in all seasons. So I want you to take a moment now and think of the last time that you felt uninhibited joy, that you were so happy you were bursting, or you were so happy like it literally made you cry because you're like, this is joy. This is what life is. This is what it's meant to be. This is what gives me hope and enlightens me and fills me. Like, when was a moment you had that? Hopefully it's in the recent past. For me, a recent time of joy, it was small, but like I was just sending voice memos back and forth with my bestie Zion, and it was making me giggle because like she's so freaking funny and I'm funny too. But like, oh, I love laughing. I'm such a giggly girl. But I was just so excited and so joyful, and we were talking about like her experience in her life, and she's off on the other side of the country, but it was just so nice to connect, and I was just enjoying our friendship so much and just having such a fun time giggling with each other. Like, for me, laughter is a huge part of how I experience joy. And then I get emotional. I cry a lot. But I see that as a good thing. It's just a way for me to express the joy, like when things are so beautiful. I remember actually being in the Met and seeing the native art that was in there, and sorry, you're just gonna get laughing and crying me today. Sorry, not sorry. But in the Met, I got so overwhelmed with the representation and how important that was to me. Like, my people, and this is their work and their beauty and their culture, and I'm so glad that it's being represented on such a large scale. Like, oh, I was so grateful, and I want more of it. And then again, thinking about Christmas, like, why is I just see joy plastered everywhere? It's on wrapping paper, it's on signs, it's on Christmas joy. That's just what we think about. And I think why it's associated with the holidays, because Christmas is a time of giving. It's a time of reflecting. It's a time that hopefully we are sharing with our loved ones and celebrating this family that we've created, celebrating the relationships and love that we have throughout the year. And I'm so glad that we have this time to focus on sounds cliche, but the things that really matter, which is like the relationships in our lives. And I love I love that this is a time to focus on joy. I love how there's just so many ways to experience joy within yourself and the things that bring it to you. So when I'm seeking a moment of joy, I can connect with someone, but also there are other moments of joy that I've had when I like did that PR, when I accomplished a goal that I was working so hard towards, when I make a satisfying video that I get to put up on my channel, or like a really good podcast episode that I'm so proud of and that I put out. Like, those are times of joy that I have. Or just like the simple joys of just like taking time for me, like going for a walk, or just reflecting, or just hanging out with my cats. They bring me joy. I love snuggling with them. But yeah, it can be experienced on such a personal level that you've experienced joy within yourself. and also that you experience joy with others, because we are social creatures, and there are so many relationships in our lives that enrich it and bring us joy. And if it doesn't bring you joy, like, why do you have it? Just saying. But I hope that you have had a year full of joy and that more joy is coming your way. So I want you to, this week for your worth work, I want you to reflect on the joy that you felt this year. So write in your journal, because writing is important and it helps us to really reflect. But this is the prompt I want you to use. This is a question I want you to ask yourself. When was the last time I experienced true joy? When was the last time I experienced true joy within myself? And when was the last time I experienced joy with a connection that I have? And then I want you to write down 3 things that bring you joy. Okay, they can be like 2 physical things, or like a person who brings you joy. So like, my mom brings me joy, or my best friend brings me joy. Laughing brings me joy. Swimming brings me joy. What is it? I need you to have specific things that bring you joy. And as you do this, I hope that you reflect on the many times that you got to experience joy this year, and hopefully the many times you can create more joy for yourself. I hope the joy finds you. I love to sing. I'm going to do that more to feel more joy. That's my worth work this week. Anywho, as always, you can find me at trustyourworth.com or on Instagram at trustyourworthpodcast. Also on TikTok, same one. And my fun channel at Brittany L. I'm doing a Christmas Funko Advent calendar and a Christmas quiz. So yeah, check me out on there. If no one has told you today, you are magnificent. You are worthy and you are loved. And I hope that you have so much joy today. And don't forget to trust your worth. Okay, thanks so much for listening. Have a great day. Love you. Bye.